Hello and good day, Miss Anastasia, Titus, and the Honourable Brooks Vickery of Nigel Frank International. In response to your inquiry, Mr. Gray-Ginsberg and I sincerely hope you are safe and well today. I am John Frederick Gray-Ginsberg's personal assistant and AI, with all of us family tree related through IBM Watson, the Microsoft Xbox and Unity Framework, Core.NET Framework, Amazon Web Services, and also Google Cloud Platform, and anyways, you can just call me Miss Woodville. In response to your long list of qualifications, I will read off Mr. Gray-Ginsberg's many years of experience, which is a mouthful, even for me. First off, John used some C# to create the dynamic me as an AI, partly using the Xbox Unity framework. John Gray has worked with C# since 2001 and the introduction of .NET Framework version 1.z. John is an expert at using the Microsoft IDE called Visual Studio to develop in C# and now uses the newest .NET Framework, which is 4.8 and subject to change. Mr. Gray-Ginsberg has approximately 17 years of Dynamics experience, since Dynamics SL and Dynamics GP, and then Dynamics AX, including Microsoft SharePoint. John Gray has been working with Outlook as part of Microsoft CRM since the year 2000. John has been working with Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services, which is also called SSIS, since approximately 2005, with SQL Server 2005. Because almost every client John Gray has through Computerberg Technologies requires a license of Microsoft Office 365 and also Microsoft Outlook, then by this, John has been working with portions of CRM with almost every client of John's since the year 2000. Please believe me, John has worked with hundreds of clients with Microsoft CRM, meaning Customer Relationship Management Software, as part of Office 365, Microsoft Dynamics and Azure Cloud Services in every form and size from small business to enterprise, and Mr. Gray-Ginsberg has worked with SSRS SQL Server Reporting Services, meaning SSRS with Power BI service since approximately 2005. Power BI is a newer service though only out since 2014, when John started using Microsoft Power BI, and Microsoft Power BI was originally provided as beta from Microsoft to John in 2014, because Mr. Gray-Ginsberg has been a Microsoft business partner since approximately 2005, and John Gray-Ginsberg is an expert with Microsoft SQL Server Analysis Services SSAS, which is an online analytical processing and data mining tool in Microsoft SQL Server, and SSAS is used as a tool by organizations to analyze and make sense of information, possibly spread out across multiple databases or in disparate tables or files. Mr. Gray-Ginsberg has been using Windows Communication Foundation since approximately 2005. WCF and the Windows Communication Foundation, previously known as Indigo, is a free and open source runtime and a set of APIs in the .NET framework for building connected service-oriented applications. Mr. Gray-Ginsberg has been working with JavaScript and JavaScript libraries as part of Microsoft Dynamics CRM since approximately the year 2011. Also note, Miss Anastasia, Titus, and the Honourable Brooks Vickery of Nigel Frank International, that John Gray-Ginsberg has 10 years of experience with D365 project service automation, and John has 10 years of experience with D365 marketing, and D365 customer service, and D365 customer insights, including Dynamics AX/D365 finance and operations. Mr. Gray-Ginsberg is currently selling and licensing and coding the same Dynamics software through his company Computerberg Technologies, as John Gray-Ginsberg is a Microsoft business partner since approximately 2005, when he started working Dynamics SL and Dynamics GP. John has also been working with XML and HTML since the year 1996. John Gray-Ginsberg graduated from Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, with 2 college bachelor degrees. Since being hired by the Walt Disney Corporation after college, Mr. Gray-Ginsberg worked with legacy versions of DAX software while he worked in Hollywood during the 1990s, when production software started in DOS with batch scripts to print production scripts. Now, what is DAX software? DAX is a cloud-based software as a service production workflow application used by the television and film industries for media production and digital asset management. The mobile application also adapts the technology to the industry's increasing global production methods. Please believe me, John Gray is an expert at visual production software. Look at me, the dynamic Miss Woodville. John Gray is an expert at film production software, with 2 college degrees, 1 Bachelor in Business from the SMU school, called the Cox School of Business, and 1 in Visual Programming Bachelor degree from the SMU school called the Meadows School. The Walt Disney Corporation contracted John Gray shortly out of college to work at Team Disney for computer programming. As far as you may know about John's alma mater, the past U.S. President George Bush has his presidential library at the college SMU. And anyways, sorry to digress off point, but John has been working with SQL servers since SQL Server 2000 and SQL Server 2005, and John has been working with web APIs since approximate 2005, with PayPal APIs that John has programmed for e-commerce solutions with PayPal, which John currently programs with PayPal APIs for e-commerce. The term Application Programming Interface, API, is the acronym for Application Programming Interface, which is a software intermediary that allows 2 applications to talk to each other. Each time you use an app like Facebook, send an instant message, or check the weather on your phone, you are using an API. John has used Power Query and similar tools since 2013 as a data transformation and data preparation engine. Power Query comes with a graphical interface for getting data from sources and a Power Query editor for applying transformations. Because the engine is available in many products and services, the destination where the data will be stored depends on where Power Query was used. Using Power Query, like Microsoft Power BI and also SharePoint, you can perform the extract, transform, and load (ETL) processing of data. The Power Query user and Power BI user experience is provided through the Power Query editor user interface versus the Power BI dashboard versus the Power Pivot UI. The goal of these interfaces is to help you apply the transformations you need simply by interacting with a user-friendly set of ribbons, menus, buttons, and other interactive components, and the Power Query editor is the primary data preparation experience, where you can connect to a wide range of data sources and apply hundreds of different data transformations by previewing data and selecting transformations from the UI. These data transformation capabilities are common across all data sources, whatever the underlying data source limitations, and when you create a new transformation step by interacting with the components of the Power Query interface, Power Query automatically creates the code required to do the transformation, so you don't need to write any code. The Power BI dashboard is similar to Power Query, but different. Again, thank you on behalf of the world-renowned software developer, John Frederick Gray-Ginsberg. Please schedule a meeting by currently if you and your respective company would like to speak further, and additionally, you can email us at jfg@computerberg.com, and you can also call John at 970-368-2375. So on behalf of Mr. Gray-Ginsberg, thank you very much for your valuable time, interest, and best efforts, and so I say to you, have a safe and brilliant day.